Okay. Okay, I'm live. All right, I hope everyone is able to hear me right now. Hello, yeah, I'm audible, right? Hello, I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. I know we are running a little late because we had a bit of technical snag. I do hope that whoever has joined is able to hear me right now. Please also, sort of give us a thumbs up on the live chat. Before I start, I just, wanted to give a brief introduction to this webinar. We are going to talk about how to climb the corporate ladder, since, this is a common question amongst all of us who are working in the corporate sector. And this is something that I think a mystery that we have not been able to solve. And so we have Dr. Ranjini Manian with us today. And since we are already running late, I would just give a brief introduction of her. She's the founder chair of Global Adjustments Foundation, and she has more than 20 years of experience. She's also authored various books and was also on the Harvard Women's Leadership Board. And without any further delay, over to you, Ranjini ma'am. Please begin. You're not audible.
Thank you very much, Niharika.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Naukri Learning. I'm excited that we are all here together in Naukri Learning's YouTube Live. And I'm always very happy to see India's aspiration to grow in the corporate field. And those of you who are listening and those of you who will listen later, the recording of this, it's just nice to share stories of success. And that's what mentorship is about. And that's why I'm happy that Naukri invited us to share our story. One of the things that I'd love to do is to quickly set context that now, in the post-pandemic era, we're going to have a new normal. And the new normal is going to be don't waste time. And in that little time that we have, when we get onto the corporate ladder, we can quickly learn to climb it step by step. And I'm just going to give you 3 steps to climb and 3 quick life lessons with 3 stories. And if you follow even one of these 3, the chances of you growing in the corporate ladder and rising is 100%. And if you use all 3 steps, it's 300%. I'm saying this because as an entrepreneur of 20 years, I was able to do this. And for corporate people, it's even easier because as long as you have an entrepreneurial mindset, so go into an organization, but feel like you own it. Feel like this is my brand that I'm portraying. Then you will become irreplaceable in any company that you join. And when you go in there, you don't have to take the financial risks, but you can take the authentic responsibility of doing whatever your customer needs, whatever your brand needs, with the skill that you have. So let me quickly show you, those of you who are already in Naukri Learning and are listening to this, it's because you already are very skilled. And because either you're job seekers or you are already in a fantastic job, but you need to climb the ladder, right? So I'm going to ask you to just look at 3 pictures that I share with you. And in these pictures, I will tell you 3 quick stories and 3 lessons. Okay, how do you rise the corporate ladder? So the first step is be authentic. And please don't think she's just coming here and telling me something that I knew always. It's not that. What being authentic means is always portraying the same face to all. What I mean is you have a value system and you are authentic to yourself, and you also portray the same face to all. You don't put on one mask over here, take off, put on another mask over there. Once you learn this skill and you take the courage to do it in any corporate, you will become irreplaceable. And I'll tell you this because This is what I did. This was the BMW team that was coming to India. They were going to set up in India. And my job was to help them choose Tamil Nadu as the destination. I'm speaking to you all today from Chennai. And it was important that the BMW team understood that there's also very good automotive backing in Tamil Nadu, but also that there are very smart engineers, there's very good pro-investment government over here, and so on. So I, as you can see in that picture, I'm a cultural person. I teach cross-culture, and I was running a relocation company. But when the Germans asked me a question, if it was about doing business with Indians and it was a cultural question, how do I respect, how do I show respect, how do I make sure that they work with my timelines? We are a no bribe company. How do I make sure that nobody's asking me for a bribe? I could answer those questions. But when they asked me, which is the special economic zone to invest in and build our factory, I can't answer that because I didn't know all the special economic zones in the territory. So being authentic meant I said to the chairman of the board and to Peter Kronschnabel, this first guy over here, who was the very first president of BMW India, I gave him the answer, I don't know, but I will quickly find out and give you that information. And that won me the BMW contract. When we use a phrase like, I don't know, it's hard. We always want to show like we know it all, right? So especially in the corporate field, if we use the word, I don't know, but I'm going to find out, then we have to go work very hard and find out that information and give it to people that have asked us for it. We are known as the authentic person. And there's nothing shameful about saying, I don't know. And quickly, we have to learn everything that's needed in our field and not have to say, I don't know all the time. But in those areas that we don't know, we don't have to fake it. That is the first story. So I'm going to leave you with this question to yourself. First, you should know yourself. What are your skills? What are your strengths? Then you have to know the other. In my case, it was the BMW Germans. What are they? They like authentic, clear information. If I just tell them about what SEZ stands for Special Economic Zone, they won't be happy. They'll want numbers. There are 14 SEZs in that, 3 are here, 4 are in the other place. They'll want data. That's what Germans need. So you have to know the other also. What are their needs? And then you have to speak up. So please introspect when you watch this and tell yourself, what is it that I need to know about myself when I'm starting my job or when I'm in the mid-career? What is it that I have to know about the other, the boss, the peer, and the client? And how and when do I need to learn to speak up? That's the step 1 of the ladder. You're already on the first step. If you do this, you're already going to succeed. Second step, what I learned in my life is always seek to network. Everybody has told us networking is very important for corporate success, as well as for entrepreneurs like me. In anything in the world, you need a network. What's a network, right? A network is a group of people with whom you relate. And here, quality is more important than quantity. I have 8,000 followers in LinkedIn, my own LinkedIn. That's less important than how many in that 100 of them are maybe in the corporates that I want to send my service out to. So look for quality rather than quantity when you seek a network. Here is my quality network. This guy is Jeff Bezos, the founder, CEO of Amazon worldwide, right? And I had the opportunity to teach cross-cultural doing business in India sort of introduction to him. And he's a very big wig, but when you seek network with people, you don't go to them because they're big. You go to them because you have something to offer as well. So in this case, I had something to tell Jeff about retail behavior in India. And that's why he enjoyed that network that I had built with him. And once you build a network, please always leverage that relationship. What does that mean? You have a network. Let's say you know so many people in the HR field, you know so many people in the IT field within your corporation, or you know them in cross-company events. Use that relationship. Suppose you're looking for a new member to join your team, reach out to them and say, hey, can you help me with this? Because your network can become your support system. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. I was not ashamed to tell Jeff Bezos, come sari shopping with me and I'll show you how women take decisions to buy saris. And you will realize how you can sell Amazon's products. That time he was doing Kindle, how you can do it in India. And there are little behavior things that we Indians do, right? We're very price conscious. We are very much interested in asking everybody's opinion before we buy something. All of this really was an eye-opener. So if you are authentic, step one, and step two, you build a network, and then you use that relationship. When you need something, you ask. There's nothing to be shy about asking. Oh, but they'll think that's why she made friends with me. Now she's asking me for something. So what's wrong with that? And when they ask for something, you help them. And when you need something, please authentically ask for what you need. And that was my step two. With Jeff, I was able to work with Amazon in so many places, not just doing one training for him and then leaving it. I kept that network going. And even today, I have a network with Amit Agarwal, who's the head of Amazon India today. So keep the network going, keep the relationships. First offer to give, then you will get. And finally, step three in the ladder, learn from a mentor. Who is a mentor, right? A mentor is someone that you admire, a role model in your own field or an allied industry. Someone whose life and values you share, but someone who's aspirationally higher than you. And a mentor has to be someone who takes interest in you and is ready to give you time. So pick that mentor who can really help you. In my case, I went to serve on the Women's Leadership Board, as Naukri Learning explained to you. And on the board, there were many women who were extremely successful. But I picked Patricia here as my mentor. She's the diversity officer of McDonald's worldwide. And she was very interested in making sure that India played a role as well. At that time, McDonald's hadn't started in India. And it was important for me to learn from her because she was very kind, gave me her time, but also didn't really know what my problems were in India. And I explained to her, the problem is we have a lot of smart women, skilled women, educated, college-educated women, but they're not joining the workforce. So I want to start a nonprofit. So I had left my business and I wanted to now start a nonprofit. My business, I handed it over to my daughter. And now in the nonprofit, I wanted to teach women how to be their best selves and how to potentially grow themselves and become leaders in the workforce of India. So when I sought support from Pat was very clear. She said, ask me specific questions and I'll help you. And so I explained to her that we have a tradition in India of a joint family system. And in Harvard, they were teaching how to use the gender science of the man's brain and the woman's brain to communicate better. For instance, if you want to ask a man a question, the gender science shows, ask a very specific question and don't ask 5 different things at the same time, and he'll be able to answer it with a solution. Because men's brains are connected, problem and solution, they're connected. But women's brains are connected with words and emotions, right? That's why we're thinking, oh, the men are not listening to me. I'm saying so much and they're not listening to me. So she also explained to me that it was important to teach women to not look at men as not good listeners, but to look at them on the team as solution providers, and also to measure the words that you use in a meeting, in a corporate meeting, when you are speaking with a man, if you are a woman. And when you're speaking with a woman, if you're a man, then allow more words to come. So when I very specifically asked Pat for guidance, she used to spend so much time with me and taught me so much about creating a curriculum for Indian women, keeping the gender science of Harvard, but keeping the Indian tradition alive. So that's the third thing. Be assertive what you want. Be quietly assertive. I say quietly assertive, no need to show off, right? But be quietly assertive, but please ask for what you need. And mentors whom you choose wisely will give it to you. See what she gave me, built a curriculum. It built this champion woman curriculum. And it's great because we've reached 200,000 women now with our program. And whether it's self-esteem building, which is such an important topic that nobody's really teaching in a classroom, or whether it is this gender understanding of the brain that I was telling you about, or steady emotions, it's all important to have for work-life integration. Once there's work-life integration, women won't have attrition so much in corporates. So now our job is made very easy by my mentor, Pat, who helped me at the Harvard board. And just continue to help others. That's important when you're working. The continuing to help others comes for us by providing a free app, which we've set up. You can scan this barcode if you like and take it. It's got what I'm telling you today is 3 stories. We have 100 videos telling stories in that app. And the app is free for Android phones right now. So if you, in your corporate life, share your knowledge with more people, even if it's one person in front of you, one person behind you, it's great. Or like me, I made it my job and mission of life to share it with as many of you as possible. And you know, I go to bed every night with a journal. I've done that for 30 years. And that is, you write what happened to me and what did I learn from it. So we've provided mentors for you, ready-made mentors in the app and in a book called Champion Woman Truths. The app is free. The book you have to spend, I don't know, 200 rupees to get a journal book. But in that book, there are 52 stories of 52 mentors, and they will give you a question that you can write down on the other side to transform your own life. If you do this, you are going to rise. And I'll be here to applaud on the side and say, great, the Naukri Learning people are doing so well for India. So thank you. That's my prepared speech. And if you have any questions, you can ask now. I'm going to leave my email ID for you. It's just championwoman@championwoman.org. Please tell us how we can help you. We're not here just now only for this program. We're also available to Naukri Learning as partners to guide you with questions anytime you have them. But let's do some now. Thank you.
Yeah, so at this point, we don't have any questions on the live chat, but there were certain questions that the people who were interested in the webinar happened to ask us. And some of them are quite important questions because I believe that, you know, they would be on the minds of many people, right? So the first question that goes is like how to deal with politics without affecting your work, which is, I think, quite common in the minds of people who work in the corporate sector. So can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, you're talking about company politics, you're talking about politics between people, politics at home, whichever it is, you have to keep the outside and not allow it to infect you or affect you in your mind. There's a beautiful line in the Bhagavad Gita, which is a manual for daily living from India to the world, which says Bahir Kritva Bahyan. That means whatever is outside, leave it outside. Why are you taking that into your head and overthinking the whole thing? So if you do that, any politics that happens will stay away from what you're trying to do as your goal. Set your goals clearly. And then when politics happens, don't add fuel to the fire. Just see if you can sort it out. And if you can't, better to ignore it. With time, it goes away.
Okay. So there is another, the next question that is probably on the minds of especially women sometimes, you know, because they go through career breaks quite often. So how to join back the corporate world after a career break? I mean, this is, of course, generic for everyone, but I think faced very often by women, especially.
So to join back a corporate world, you should have that as a goal when you took the break also. So you continue learning. Learning doesn't stop, right? What did Gandhiji tell us? Live like you will die tomorrow, but learn like you will live forever. So if you can continue to learn, then you don't become redundant and obsolete. Now I am trying to learn what is cryptocurrency, what is NFT, all these words that I don't understand. I've got a list of 20 things that I don't understand that I've decided I have to learn before April, end of April, because you have to stay current. So first thing, whatever the break is, maternity break, it might be a crisis in the family, it might be a spouse being transferred, so you take a break, whatever it is. Make sure that you are abreast of your industry and in fact learn about new industries during the break. Then when you come back, your CV may show a gap, but your mindset won't show a gap. That's number one. Number two, build a new idea or skill sets of where you want to be when you come back. Always you're off-ramp thinking, I am going to on-ramp one day soon. If you're tired, don't quit. Just take a little rest and come back. Women especially, we have to contribute. Our nation needs us. 50% of us, of humanity can't be ignored, because how will we make our nation a 5 trillion economy if the women don't contribute, right? So coming back into the workforce is a must in any form that you like to. It might be at an NGO, it might be at a corporate again, it might be at a different corporate. Keep learning and keep growing during the break. And when you come back, fill up the resume gap with your newly acquired knowledge in the first interview that you go to, and you will get a new fantastic job again. I hope that answers it.
Hello.
I hope that answers it, I said.
Yeah. Actually, your voice was breaking a little. I think we are back now. Okay, and I'm audible, right?
You are audible now.
Okay. How are technical skills more important to move up the corporate ladder, or are connections and associations more important? So I think
you went on mute, but it's all right. Technical skills are important because if you're being hired as a tech person, then you have to have tech skills. But also now to communicate, we need all these new tech skills that have started coming, right? Like today we became late in YouTube streaming because tech was letting us down a little bit. So knowing technology is a given, but connecting is the future. I want to say connecting is the future because...
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, because the future lies in networks. Your network will become your net worth. I want to say that. How much is your net worth? How many lakhs? How many crores? That's going to be measured by your network. So keep the connections, whether you're off the job or you're on the job. And inside the job, always keep connections in your own department, in a different department. When the boss thinks, I'm going to have a meeting and I only want to invite 5 people in the company to come to it, your name must be on that list. Even if you're the lowest in the ladder or the middle level or the highest, doesn't matter. You should be an ideas person, ready to execute and work very hard. And you should be in that 5 people that are always counted on in any company. Then you become irreplaceable.
Okay. All right. And how to choose a right career for oneself, amongst the wide variety of fields that are there in the corporate sector.
Yeah.
Any light on that?
Yeah. So I think choosing a career is, I've asked this question so many times of so many famous people. I asked Narayan Murthy this, I asked Mr. Nandan Nilekani this question. I asked Marshall Goldsmith, the top coach in America, this question. Everybody is giving me one answer: follow your passion. Follow your passion. Follow your passion. Now, the truth is, I don't know what my passion is, right? Some of you who are listening to this, you're probably thinking, I don't know what my passion is. Well, then keep searching till you find the passion. The most important thing that you take a career is, you can't be a me too career person. They are doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this, I'll also get into this career. That never works. You got to do what is relevant and passionate for your mindset and your way of life. So take a career that is enjoyable. So learn to like what you do, and please do what you like. Both are important. So if you're already in a career and you've taken a job, don't quit every 2 months and go from one company to the next. It's such a bad idea. Learn to love the job you're in, learn from it, become skilled, and after a proper 2-year stint, then you can take that learning elsewhere. But don't keep coming in and out of corporations. They spend so much time and energy on you, and you also will get low in self-worth if you keep changing. So choose careers and stick with it.
Okay. So we have one live question, although it's a very specific question relevant to the person, but still. So because of internal politics, I have lost my job, and this person has been terminated from the company and has 13 years of experience. So how to handle the situation or bounce back from it?
He's been terminated from the job, right?
Yeah, because of internal politics.
So, see, when you are dealt a blow in life, what is important is first you have to get up from the ground and try to, what shall I say, reason back, not blow back, not hit back, but to reason back. So you have to try to reason out with that level, the next level, and even to the topmost level. You actually don't have to be worried about even going to the founder of the company. Many times a visionary founder wants to know from the lowest level what has happened. So go ahead without pointing fingers at people. Just state the case, remove emotion from it, state the case and say, I really don't want to leave this career. This is what has happened. Here are the facts. Can you help me figure out how to continue to contribute? I had a person who reached out to me with exactly the scenario that you're describing. And it was in the government of the role that this person was in. After working for 20 years and getting close to like retirement, they didn't want to leave with a black mark, but that's what happened. I explained to go right up to their boss and the boss's boss and then right to the top. And when they did it, there was a real hearing and all three had to come together. Because the person who didn't like this other person was in the mid-level, but the main boss actually valued this the contribution. So they had a three-way conversation, and you won't believe they've retained her, and now she's going to retire only in 2025. And she wanted to go out honorably. That's all she wanted. It wasn't about making more money, it was going out honorably. So please people don't know how good you are till you tell them. And people are mostly good. So please reach out and ask them for support.
Okay, so let me take up like one last question, since we're already running short of time. How to network with upper management people when one is at a lower position or at a lower level in the organization? I think this is also something that we do face frequently.
Yeah. Well, identify the manager or the person who's at the highest level, and then remember that they're human first. So once you remember they're human, they get hungry at 1 o'clock. They worry about the Ukraine war. They also don't want to have anyone hurt. They also care about their family. They care about
Hello?
the planet, whatever it is. First, you find similarities between people who are higher than you and you are in the so-called lower level, right? Find similarities. Then, second step, start offering things that you can give for them. I don't know what it is. I'm not asking you to bow and scrape and bend and bow to people who are higher than you. But when you want to reach someone who is at a higher level, please ask for advice. Advice is something that all higher level people are very happy to give. So first, seek out advice and find similarities. And then when they have a gap or they want something, you offer to do something for them first, even though they're at a higher level. And the management will remember you when it's time for you to succeed.
Okay. So with that, we come to the end of our session. Thank you so much, Ranjini ma'am, for coming on board and having this session with us. And also thank you for your insights. I'm pretty sure that they added value to the people who were watching today. And also thank you all for joining us. And I hope you liked the session. Please do post any comments if you have any more questions, or you could also reach out to Ranjini ma'am on the email address that she shared. And thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Niharika. And good luck to Naukri Learning and good luck to all our viewers.
Thank you so much.